All of our award recipients tonight embody what it means to be Milliken, and certainly our final award recipients have been holding Milliken in their heads and hearts deeply for many years. With Don McIntyre, class of 1952, and Nancy Todd McIntyre, class of 1953. Please come forward. Nancy and Don McIntyre, you have been faithful alumni through lives of meaning and value, to use the language of our mission statement. And your leadership and support has shaped Milliken in so many positive ways. You've been very important to me in my time as president, and it's with sincere appreciation for your constant loyalty and generous support for Milliken, I'm so pleased to present the 2019 Alumnus of the Year Award to Don and Nancy McIntyre.
News of this really came out of the blue. And I say that, and I mean the pun, out of the blue. Absolutely. It came while I was vacuuming, a skill I have maintained over the years. And the phone rang, and I'm vacuuming away. I didn't answer, but I heard the tail end of the message, and it was saying, "Congratulations, and you'll be getting an email with more information." I thought, maybe it's a timeshare in Vegas. And at our age, a good deal on a walk-in bathtub. But it was a lease from Milliken telling us that we were going to be honored. So Don comes home, and I yell at him, "Hey, we're going back to Milliken for homecoming." And he said, "Why?" And I said, "You're going to be really surprised." So I told him. Well, once the news made the rounds of our family, our son Alex and his partner Cliff Brady, they chimed in and they announced they'd like to see Milliken too, and they would come back with us. Now, if any of you have children, you know that this is a real commitment. Yes. You are going to, get on a plane in LAX. You are going to fly to O'Hare. You are going to rent a car, and you are going to drive through the night to Decatur for this event. But we said, great, come on, this is what we're going to do. So here we are. And here we were way back when. Meanwhile, I would like to introduce Alex McIntyre, our son, and his partner, Cliff Brady. And we're just so happy. So tonight, we're leaving the hotel. Well, that's a whole other story. I won't bore you with that one. We're leaving the hotel, and we drive along Main Street and Fairview, and I said to Alex, "Hey, I used to live there." It was called Main Hall. This is back in medieval times. So I said, "It's a parking lot now." And Alex says, "You should at least have a parking space named after you." And I thought, why not? With all these places you're looking around, that's a parking lot, and that's one. If you really wanted to make a lot of money, gang, do that. Dedicate a parking space to all these folks who have been really committed. All right, so anyway, getting back to why we're here. Our close ties in Milliken go back, listen to this, 70 years, and over many miles. As you know, we come from California. So first of all, I want to salute the alumni office for keeping track of us, and the development staff for staying in touch. Yeah, Don and I met on a blind date in October 1951. He graduated in January 1952. That gave us about 4 months together on campus, so our memories of Milliken are really quite different. Don, serious Don, worked off campus, and he lived off campus. So I was living at the Pi Phi house, sort of prancing around and having a really good time and really enjoying college life. And I look back now and I realize that if our roommates had not arranged for a blind date, we'd likely not have met. And so, fast forward, we've been married 64 years. And like I like to say, life is often all about timing. So what keeps us involved with Milliken? Well, our first contribution as alums was probably $10. And our first trip back to Milliken from our home in California was probably 10 years after graduation. So we didn't stand tall among active alums, but we cared. Thanks to the visits to California by the alumni office that kept us informed and involved. Through many moves and changes of addresses, Milliken stayed in touch. And every alumni gathering strengthened our commitment to support the university. And of course, we always look forward to keeping up with former classmates by reading the Milliken publications about who's doing what and where. Which reminds me, and I really mean this, that we should all be really proud of the high quality of communications in print and online out of Milliken these days. It's really important. And I think when you live far away from a place like Milliken and you want to hear about it, you're really pleased when this stuff comes in the mail, or you go online and you whip out that website and you take a look at what's going on and you say, that's Milliken. You're really doing it right. You're doing it well. So let's come up to today. Let's come up to this morning. At 10 o'clock, we showed up for our golf cart trip through the campus. I thought, somebody's going to show up and maybe it'll be a student and we'll see the campus. No. I mean, we have the cream of the crop here. We have the president. We have everybody here. And we see Milliken as it is today. So it was really kind of a knock your socks off kind of tour. I call it Memory Lane meets Milliken on steroids. And here was Pat White leading the way with greetings and high fives to everybody he saw. Now, I remember back in the old days, our president is a man I seldom saw. He had been here a long time. His name was J. Walter Malone. I would never have called him, I wouldn't have called him much of anything because I never saw him. But I think about today, it's, hi there, Pat, and Pat saying this, and I'm thinking, I would never, ever have said, hi, Walt, how are you? That would not have been a part of it at all. So anyway, getting back to the trip today, it was really good. And finally, in California, I'm sure this is true everywhere. In California, it is still a matter of where are you from? Where'd you go to college? And I have to say, I'm very proud to say I was born and I was raised in Illinois, and I went to Milliken University, a small liberal arts college in Decatur, Illinois. And with luck, you could have done the same thing.